Welcome back to From the South. From Austria, the Minister of Mines and Hydrocarbon of Equatorial Guinea, Antonio Oboru, held an exclusive interview with our special envoy, Jorge Gestoso. Let's see.
We have the honor to have as an interviewee Mr. Antonio Oboru, Minister of Oil of Guinea Equatorial. Mr. Oboru, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
The theme of this seminar, we're talking about towards the transition, the energy transition, and they're putting emphasis in renewable, sustainable, and inclusive energy.
Correct.
But is it really, or we can do it all countries at the same speed, or what?
Yeah, what I'm saying, it's a very interesting debate, right? And it's a very interesting trend. Today we have to talk about energy transition. And this is something that countries should not neglect, especially small countries, especially producing small countries as Equatorial Guinea that are developing countries. We tend to neglect the debate because we think it has nothing to do with us. Well, that is very important not to neglect. We all at some point going to have to debate that. We all at some point going to have to go through that. But what I'm saying is that we have different speeds. There should be different speeds. There is not one size of energy transition that fits everybody, right? Because the speed has to do with the level of development of the countries. Let's not forget that when we talk about energy transition, we're talking about improving people's life, right? The energy transition, or not energy transition, should make sure that you not improve people's life. So the sort of energy that we have and the sort of energy that the countries that are very good in solar energy and wind energy, that's the energy that they have. Mm-hmm. We should make sure that people have access to the energy that the country have. So it's good to talk about energy transition, but let's make sure that whatever energy we have, we make sure that people can have access to that. And then we progress toward a net zero equation. That doesn't mean we're taking fossil fuels out of the picture.
And the discussion about that is in the hands or in the words of basically the countries that are producing oil, or there are new actors that are discussing different speed and not really a participant in that.
You know what's been happening is that a couple of years ago, let's say for the last 3, 4, 5 years, the debate is being going on not exactly with the producing countries, right? What's happening here today, what is really important to me about what's happening is that OPEC has to make its voice heard. Producing countries need to talk about energy transition and they need to lead the debate, right? Because they know about energy, they know about the implication of making people to have access energy, right? We need to make sure that our people access energy. Our businesses, they have to access energy. So it is very important OPEC countries or oil producing countries be part of the debate to make sure that, you know, the economies and their people have access to some sort of energy. And that sort of energy is the energy that they have, right? Obviously, as I was saying before, we need to progress to a net zero equation. That doesn't mean we're taking fossil fuels out, but we need to combine them.
Finally, we're talking here that the bottom line, that basically the producers of oil reassemble in OPEC.
Yeah.
Basically, they're trying to push the stability of the energy markets.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and that's very important. Why we're talking about the stability of the energy markets? Let me go back to what I was saying, because countries and governments, they need to make sure that they improve the life of people. You know, we need to make sure that we improve their life. We need to make sure that the country that is doing the economic planning, they need to have certainty. The country that is doing their budgets, they need to have certainty. You need certainty in your economic planning, you need it in your budget. Without certainty in your energy and in your economic planning, you cannot protect people's interests. You cannot protect people's life. Now, how do you make sure that you have certainty in your economic planning, how do you make sure? You have to be sure that you're going to have certainty in the markets, because you can have a big production, but if you have a lot of volatility, if the market, you have a lot of uncertainty, then you're not going to be able to plan your economy. That is why to have certainty in the markets, to have an organization that is able to impact on that certainty is very important. And that's why I was saying yesterday that the bigger OPEC is, the better, because we're going to have a bigger organization, and therefore we're going to have an organization that is able to impact more on the markets, and therefore to make sure that there is more stability.
Mr. Antonio Oboru, thanks very much for joining us.
It was a great pleasure. Pleasure's mine. Thank you.